Hello. I decided to make two videos, the first one being a clearing video for all of the full moons. And why I think this is so important, and I'm just going to leave two videos up on my website, one for the new moons and one for the full moons. And it occurred to me as I did the homily yesterday at church, we are in this time of miracle making aspects. And I was looking for a reading for the homily, and I came across something that made me stop and realize a very important thing, and that is, it was about prayer, and it was from Gary Craig, the EFT, and talks about the ultimate therapist, which is God or a higher self. And he says, have you noticed that, people keep praying and praying for something and it doesn't happen? And he gives an example of something that got stuck, an opinion or a trapped emotion from the past, that no matter how much you are praying or asking for this wish, if there is a belief system that is stuck, that holds it back, one has to wonder, if you're doing this tapping every month and wishing for the same thing and it's not happening, why? What's in the way? And it dawned on me that so many people I know do the same wishes every month and nothing is changing. And that's like, the story was about a little boy at 13 who fell madly in love with another 13-year-old, and he adored her and everything. And then one day she turned around and said she preferred his friend. And he was shattered. But it was so deep that every relationship he had, even into his adult life, he messed them up because he was waiting for that, shoe to fall and his heart to be broken again. So I thought about this and I said, that's what gets in the way of putting out our wishes and our dreams. We put it out because we want it. But, as the story said, he would have one relationship after another. He'd pray for the right relationship. The people would come, but because of what he had stuck, he would mess it up. And I thought, wow, okay, this is time to do a really good release video and have people use it on every full moon, because the full moons are about clearing, and then the new moons are about creating the dream and putting that wish out. But because this is such an important time between now, which is May, pretty much through June, it weakens off a little bit in July, then comes back again in August, and then it's gone. We'll never have this particular aspect astrologically for the rest of our lives. I will continue to do the audio on the new and full moon, so you'll know what it's all about. But the reality is that full moons are about clearing. And so we're going to clear old stuff. Now, another thing I noticed when I'm doing a class and I do a tapping session and then they repeat it, and as my dear friend Christina told me in Italy, you continue on and I want to repeat it in Italian, and you're already on to the next piece. So I'm going to pause with each statement, and this way you repeat it, and then you can also add or change the wording if you want. So let's begin. And we're going to begin with something that many, many people have, and that is a health problem. And what happens is, their wish and desire is to be well, and yet they talk about, my arthritis or my this or my that, so they're claiming it. So now it's time to release anything that stands in the way of perfect health. And I know for myself, when I tap, I can't look for incidents because I'm too knowledgeable. So therefore, I assume that I don't know what the real cause is. If you do know it, then of course use it. So let's begin with the karate point. Even though I don't know what trapped emotion, what thought or belief system is holding back my perfect health, I'm choosing to release it now. Even though I don't know why I keep repeating that I have this condition, a condition that I don't want, I'm ready to release it now. Even though I have this condition and I've had it for a while, I'm ready to release it now because I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Up to the corner of the eyes. I release and forgive anybody and anything, including myself, that causes condition. Every organ and every cell of my body is listening. As I tap, my higher self is releasing all trapped emotion. I am releasing the old belief systems. I am releasing the old thought patterns. I'm releasing the incidents in this life or past lives. I'm releasing these conditions in my body that I no longer want for me and for anybody else that carried them. As I tap these points, I feel my body releasing, allowing itself to align with perfect healing energy. I am feeling free as I release all the old habits. I am feeling free as I release the old emotions that contributed to this. My body is moving past all of those conditions, healing as I release anything that has stood in the way of perfect health. And that is the truth. Coming back into the prayer position after circulating all around, the aura brings that energy into that peaceful place and lets it sink in. Finances. People wishing for more finances. But they're used to always struggling for money or complaining about it or having grown up with difficult situations. So the desire, the wish that they want to put out is a contradiction to the past, which is standing in the way. So just in case we have any of that, let's get rid of it right now. Begin with the karate point. Even though I have old belief systems around finances that have been trapped in my body, I am releasing it now. Even though I have a trapped emotion around financial issues, I choose to release it now. Even though I have fear around financial issues, I'm choosing to release all of that in the past because I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though money has not flowed into my life the way I'd like it, I know that it's me that's held it back. And I release those old attitudes. Even though I've put wishes out there for prosperity to pour into my life, I know that there are emotions and belief systems that have stood in the way. Even though I've worried about money and wished for more and wished to improve my monetary condition, it always came from a desperate situation. I'm releasing that now. I am releasing all doubt, all fear, all trapped emotion around the ability to receive great abundance in my life. Even though there may be a part of me that I'm unaware of, that doesn't believe that I deserve it, or doesn't believe that I can attract it. I'm choosing to release that now. I'm choosing to love myself enough to allow the universe to answer my prayers. So I'm clearing away any thought, any belief, any trapped emotion that has held back prosperity in my life. As I breathe, I can feel the freedom of this release. I'm releasing the past, all of it. All of the fear, the limitation, the restriction. It's not mine anymore. I am free to allow my wishes of abundance to flow into my life. And that is the truth. Deep breath. Now, in the part of relationships, we could be talking about any kind of relationship. Husband and wife, lovers, children, siblings, bosses, any kind of relationship where we have difficulty that we'd like to put out wishes for. This is the time to release all past thoughts and beliefs. So let's come back to the karate point again. Even though every relationship in my life isn't perfect, I forgive myself. Because I know that we create our relationships. Even though I've had relationships that have not worked out well, I release them. I release them in light and love to be everything they wish to be. And both of us are free. It feels really good to release old relationships that were problematic. It feels really good to release them in light and love so we are both free. Forgiveness is not condoning. Forgiveness is freeing oneself. And I am choosing to free myself from any old belief, perception, emotion, condition around problematic relationships. As I release this old emotional issue, I am attracting the right people and the right situations that reflect the joy and happiness and love that I emanate. As I release all problematic relationships in love, I honor the love of self, and I am free. It is wonderful to release in this way. Blessing everybody who has crossed my path, knowing that I will never attract those negative situations again because they're not mine. I have blessed them, I have released them, and I am free. I am free to create the most magnificent relationships in all areas of my life. I can feel this freedom. I've released them all. And should something cross my mind at any point, at any time, I will just tap my collarbone and bless that person or situation and release it. For I want to be free to give and receive love in every facet of my life. I'm releasing it all now. And that is the truth. Deep breath. Now, if you think of anything specific that you want to put in there, just remember that everything is being released. If it involves a person, as I said, even, no matter what they did to you, you're not condoning what they did. You're just forgiving and releasing the situation, which frees you. And then you don't attract those situations anymore. When we release those old programs around money and abundance, we leave the freedom for it to flow into our lives. And when we want perfect health, we don't claim any physical illness that we have. We don't say my whatever. You know, I watched something on language, and it talked about how we say things in English and how they're said in different languages. And one of them was, I broke my arm. And you would not say that in Spanish because it would be a dumb thing. Only an idiot would go out and purposely break their arm. But when you say it in English, it's like you did it to yourself. So we have to watch what we say, how we say it. So don't claim anything, you know. They would never say in another language, my illness, whatever. So have fun with this and clear out as much as you can. And don't worry about the language. It's about freedom and letting go. And don't worry about trying to identify where it came from. The most important thing is just to tap it out. Because the next video is all about our dreams and wishes. That right now, this door is wide open and we want to take advantage of it. And it was because I was talking so much about our dreams and wishes and Neptune, the miracle maker, Jupiter, faith and optimism, and this great aspect. And then I came across this piece that I used for the reading. If you keep wishing for the same thing and it's not happening, what's in the way? So use this video to the best of your ability, and then on the new moons, And after this clearing, you can even follow one after the other. Then, in that free, clear space, you tap in the most incredible wishes, which is the impossible dream. Blessings.